What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Coheed Tactical. Today we are talking about my SHTF chest rig loadout. Before we get into that, I just want to say continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification so you get notified about new videos, and share the channel with a friend so we could grow it. I appreciate you all. Enough about that. So let's talk about SHTF chest rig loadout. So I have it loadout for sustainment, a lot of ammo, etc. I want to first get out of the way that kind of chest rig versus plate carrier, because I'll get some guys that'll say, oh, why not a plate carrier? So plate carrier absolutely has its purpose. I feel it's more for like direct action, CQB, you're maybe protecting your house, you're getting into something, even if it's a SHTF event where you're going to be getting into something kind of direct action, whether it's, you have a team of buddies or a team, whatever it is. Yes, they have their place. I feel they're more going to be going to a position, rucking for a bit, kind of bugging out. A chest rig really shines because they're lighter, you're more mobile with them, they're easy to take on and off, and you're not feeling that weight like a plate carriers. When you start loading up, even if it's a load-bearing plate carrier, it gets heavy. And for guys that's worn it for a long time, you know what I'm saying. So this is just a little more mobile. I have this loadout also for like long range, where I usually hike into the woods. I have a place where I could shoot long range, but I like taking it. That's why I take a lot of, mags with me, long range shooting stuff. And I keep it set up that way for the SHTF because, like I said, I have a plan. I would ruck in with my team, take my position, and I have what I need in my loadout. And as I go through the video, I'll go through all the pouches, what I have in, why I set it up that way, and all that. Just wanted to get that plate carrier and chest rig kind of debate out of the way. So this is the Shaw Concepts Arc V2 chest rig. Awesome chest rig, very modular, and you could scale it up, which I love. But there is tons and tons of other chest rigs out there that you could do that with, like Spirited Systems, Ferro Concepts. I just like Shaw Concept stuff. They make really, really high-end quality stuff, and I love using it. But there's tons and tons of chest rigs out there. So I'll kind of show you guys how I have it set up. So I have it set up to carry as much ammo as I can with me to get to that position. Now this chest rig originally, when you buy it, is going to come with your shoulder straps, two side panels that are kind of like a half cummerbund with a laser cut molly with tubes, and your front placard. That's how it comes. And it comes with a well, you could choose any placard, but originally this came with a V3 placard because the V4, which you see here, was not out at the time. So I was using this V3 here above me. So with that V3, if you do have it, you can't set it up this way. With the RAM insert, you could get 4 mags in there if you want to have a bigger loadout like this, but you can't double stack them like here. With the new V4 placard, which is what you're seeing here, I did a video on this. They make 2 types of insert, the RAM insert and the Spectre insert. You use the RAM insert in the rear because it's Tigris structural, and the front insert, the Spectre insert, is like a shingle based insert. So what I'm saying is, if you were to take out your front 3 mags just like this, the placard now collapses on itself, and it's just like if you're running a triple. So I really like that with the V4 Shaw Concepts placard. And then just to put your mags in, it's just an elastic shingle. It's called the Spectre insert, and they reinsert beautifully. Good retention. So super cool there. They made the V4 wider so you could fit more. So what I like about it is that right off the bat, I have a good amount of magazine capacity in my placard, right? I'd have, 60, 90, 120 rounds here. If these are 30 rounders, because my state only has 10. But again, you could carry them here. So right off with this chest rig, I'd have my 6 mags. I'd be carrying 1 on my belt, which I always do, and I'd have 1 in the gun. So I have 8 mags there. A good amount of ammo to sustain a spot, location that I'm in, or a position. So that's what I love about this setup, and that's why I have it set up this way. I also ruck into the woods with this and go to a spot where I could shoot long range. So you'll see with the items that I have in here, I also have, for shooting long range, and that goes into my SHTF, loadout plan, where I would be taking a position where I could hold out, and I'd be using my GPR here that you see here with a magnifier, or my SPR, which is a little more for shooting long range. So again, V4 placard for Shaw Concepts. Spectre insert in the front, Ram insert in the back. I also, just because we're talking about the placard, I have the rear document stacker. It's a thin kind of just like taco sleeve that goes in. It fits in the V4 placard because you have so much expandable room. That's why I really like that V4 placard. And in there, I have my Right in the Rain, protractor, and a map of the area, which I took out because I was using it to hike the other day. So I keep kind of land nav stuff in that rear document stacker behind. Just unused space that I could fit. So I wanted, I put that rear document stacker in there, and you can't even see it. If you look behind, it's right here behind the last row of mags. Super thin. Like I said, you could keep your mag. If you need to dump your cell phone in, you can. But again, I'll keep that in front here. But just letting you know, rear document stacker behind that. And now in front of the placard, I have the Shaw Concepts admin pouch. So in this admin pouch, open it up. In here, I have a cell phone holder. That's where I would put my cell phone. So if I'm navigating, communicating with my team, I can. It's just an Amazon, cell phone holder that I basically broke in half, Velcroed it to the front, because with the admin pouch with Shaw Concepts, it has a whole, hook here, hook panel, so you could just hook it on. So super cool there. I have a Right in the Rain notebook with like dope information, holdovers, so I keep my notes in here. I have a little Nest Out charger for charging my cell phone, any electronics that I have, and I have markers for my land nav and for my mapping, because I would be using land navigation. Again, this is SHTF loadout. You're getting out, you're bugging out, you need a good amount to sustain, so you need to navigate possibly to the position you're going to, or if you have to move positions and get to another location, you could do that. So that's what I keep in the admin pouch. I had my zippers the wrong way. One little quick note, I don't orient my zippers up here, usually only because I've worn this chest rig and gotten it really wet, started getting weight, and I noticed that little by little they would open up. So I like, just a little tip, I orient my zippers all down to one side, and I've never had them open up in that kind of situation where I've gotten like, heavy mud on me or something, and it's opened up in there. So that's just a little tip that somebody gave me, actually. They're like, oh, you should orient your zippers that way, and it's worked out. So a little tip there. What else do we have on the placard? I have a Shaw Concepts single mag pouch here for another pistol mag, and I have the Shaw Concepts TQ holder on this side. Those just molly in right into the side of the V4 placard. So this V4 placard is super scalable. That's why I like it. Already 6 rounds in it. A rear document stacker was able to attach, because it has laser cut molly on the front of it. I was able to attach my admin pouch, and then I have the 2 pouches on the side, a single pistol, and the TQ sleeve. That's a Snake Staff Systems ETQ wide on there. I like their tourniquets. Sorry if you hear the Halloween animatronics. The thing's like, it must be windy out. The thing's going off like crazy. What else moving forward? I don't know if I talked about this in the beginning. When you order the chest rig from Shaw Concepts, you get your harness, as you see here, with the buckles, the placard that you choose. So you could choose a V3 or a V4. I think the V4 is scalable, so I would choose a V4 now. And you get 2 side panels with laser cut molly and your tubes, and you could add pouches to that. So that, I don't know if I missed that in the beginning of the video, but just wanted to let you guys know that's how the placard comes when you order it from Shaw Concepts. Everything else here was extra. My admin, the rear document stacker, right, the inserts, and the 2 pouches that you saw on the front there. Moving over to my strong side. That's another thing. Usually when I'm wearing a plate carrier, especially the way it sits, I don't like running big pouches on my strong side. I've talked about this, especially getting to my pistol. Kind of gets in the way of my draw, especially for my law enforcement days. So I usually keep that slick. But on a chest rig, I load it out, and it doesn't really get in the way as much as a plate carrier. So in this pouch here, which is a Shaw Concepts small nerd pouch, which is their GP pouch, I have it mollied into their side panels. If you see here, that's the side panels. It has laser cut molly. I have a knife sheath in here, which I'll talk about in a second. But you can molly in pouches there. So in this GP pouch, as I open it up, They butterfly open, which I like. I have a headlamp in there, a little bivy bag for if I need to make shelters. Basically, just a tarp that I could put some makeshift shelter over me if I need to. If I'm going to be out there for a bit, going to be staying over. I have some some shelter there. I have some waterproof matches in here, a lighter, and an Exo Tech waterproof case. Lighter there, some wood, some little wood starting material, a ferro rod. So I have a lot of, I have extra headlamp, which you're going to need, if you need to just be, hands on, you're going to be working on shelter. You can keep a light on your head. So a headlamp is definitely necessary, and fire starting equipment that I have here. Again, let me orient my zippers here. 1 second, guys. I'm going to shut off that animatronic because it's killing me. I'm back. I pulled the cord on the animatronic. So in that small, again, black small GP or nerd pouch from Shaw Concepts. Now on the back of that, like I said, when I open up here, I have my knife sheath. They also have laser cut moly on the inside, so you could run, inside pouches. I carry my knife here. I mollied it in with Guardian Warrior Solution Adapt ones. If you haven't used those, great to molly in. They hold it really secure. So it's a great molly option. So these are Adapt ones. This is just my DPX knife. Really great knife, all purpose. What I like about this knife too is in the handle, the handle comes apart, and I have fishing line in there, some hooks, a few like waterproof matches if I needed. So great knife to use, and very robust if you need to, possibly chop some wood and hit it, for a fire, whatever you need. Great knife. I've had it for a while, and really holds its edge nice. So DPX knife in there. I don't like wings. If you're asking, hey, why not use a knife wing? I did before, but they kind of just dig into you sometimes. Here on the inside of that panel, doesn't bother me one bit, and it's perfect to run a knife in. On my weak side, another same thing. They come with tubes, so that also comes off just like you saw on my strong side. On this pouch here, another small nerd pouch from Shaw Concepts. This pouch here, I have some chem lights, some extra CT C123s for the light on my weapon or my flashlight, which is right here. This is a Streamlight ProTac HLX with a Theorem ring. So I have a light here for handheld light. And I also have my compass here for land navigation. Even though I have GPS, maybe it's an event where GPS isn't working, etc. And I need to use, a compass for land navigation. I have a compass with me. Like I said, this is for sustainment, SHTF, loadout, where I'm grabbing this, going, and I have everything I need. I do have a wing on this side. If you guys, I'll turn this around just so you guys could see here. And that is a radio wing. It's a T-Rex arms radio wing, which I like. Holds a small radio, just a civilian style biofang, because I would be running comms here. Like I said, I have a plan with a team. I'd be taking position here. I'd be communicating. So I'd probably also have a PTT mounted, which I haven't completely set it up with comms yet, but that's where my radio would go, especially for communication, if I communicate with my family, my team, etc. So I do have one wing on there, which is the radio wing. And I may try a pouch where I can molly into, like I have my knife, just because, like I said, wings, sometimes they bug me just the way they sit. This one's pretty comfortable, but also might just try it in on the inside of that molly. If you didn't see how the Shaw Concepts molly is on my strong side because of my knife pouch, show you guys there. It's basically like a hook material, which is cool, so you could stick pouches on, but it also has laser cut molly on the inside. You have 3 rows of molly, so you could put some pouches in there. And again, the tubes are just great because you could get in and out of this chest rig super quick. I'll put everything on too to show you guys how it fits and all that. That's on the chest rig. On the bottom of the chest rig, I have this tube here, horizontally because that's where my Raid pouch comes from, Shaw Concepts. Basically a dangler pouch. What I love about them is that they give you the tube material. It's not a Velcro style where you have to lift up, Velcro the front dangler. Those, are kind of pain in the ass to get off. Here, you have a tube. You just pull it out. Super convenient. When you get this pouch from Shaw Concepts, it comes with the, hook and loop Velcro pad with the tube attached. That's what I have Velcroed into the back of my chest rig. So behind this Shaw Concepts pad is a hook and loop, so you could attach your wings, etc. back here. And I cover it up just for a pad so that hook and loop isn't rough on my body. And that's supplied with the chest rig. But that's where that panel is for the Raid pouch to go. And I'll show you guys when I put it on. For the Raid pouch, you could use this for a lot of stuff. I've used it for medical, etc. I'm utilizing it again for this loadout where I'm taking a position. I'm going to be sitting there. I need to identify. I need to see the area. So in my Raid pouch front pocket, I have a rangefinder, loopholed, great rangefinder here. Awesome. You could range your targets and, do all that. So you're setting up. You're going to know exactly what range you need if you need to engage. And for visual and also positively IDing, I have my binoculars here. These are Toric UHDs from Track. Great high quality binos. Use these for hunting as well. These are 8x42s, but super ultra clear, ultra HD. So I have these in here. They fit great. Again, I have them for positively IDing, or when I go shoot long range with this loadout, so I could see my target, see my hits, etc. Or if with a buddy, he could spot and have use these binos. So they fit perfectly in this Raid pouch. You have tons of room still. If you needed to put maybe an extra mag in here, some extra storage. On this side, I just have a little battery holder with some more CR123s for the items that I'm using there. The camo is jungle stripe because that's how I got the chest rig when I got it from Shaw Concepts. They were running special camo, so super dope on the camo there. So that is my chest rig setup. I'll put it on to show you guys how it all looks. So let me do that, and I'll show you how the chest rig fits on me and all that. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I didn't want to bore you with taking off the mic and the hat and all that. So chest rig's on. Again, super easy to put on. I just go in like a harness, almost like if you're putting on your plate carrier, same thing. And then I have my tube here, and then I just, for a spear tube, and I'm in. This is the strap system. You have your strap around your back here. Super supportive. You don't feel this weight at all. That's why I love chest rigs. Very mobile. I mean, I have a good amount of gear on me with loaded mags, and I don't feel heavy at all. You know what I mean? So that's why I like chest rigs. Everything's here. Again, if you need to navigate, you have my phone board here where I could see. That's why I like keeping that there. Again, and I have my mags to get to here. Now I wanted to show you the Raid pouch. When you have that little tube here, your Raid pouch just slides in right on that tube, and you slide it in, and now you're good to go. And that's what it looks like. Let me just move this table here. Sorry, guys. That's how it looks like with the full loadout, with the Raid pouch, chest rig. Again, I would be expanding on the room of this if I was putting it over my plate carrier. So I would just have to expand it a little bit. This is a fit for just wearing a shirt or wearing a hoodie, whatever it is. But if you're obviously going to put this over your plate carrier like I have in the back, I would need to make it a little, expand just the sides and the sides of the shoulder straps to fit over your plate carrier. Now, I also like the Shaw Concepts because if you see in the background, this is my PCP. So this is the PCP pack from Shaw Concepts. I've done a video on this guy specifically to show you guys, but this is also part of that SHTF. So I'll show you guys the loadout. And what I like about, because if you're wondering what these buckles were here on my shoulder, it's to incorporate the PCP pack. So again, with Shaw Concepts, very modular. You could attach a lot. You could use the PCP pack with your chest rig and have even more room. So this is my PCP pack. I have it set up again for SHTF event, God forbid. So I'll just go over it just because, show you guys. So you have these two compression buckles on the front of the PCP pack. Pull this back so you guys can see. So if you have, let's say it's cold out, you could run layers here, possibly, some more shelter material. So you have the compression straps here. You have one big pocket on the bottom and one on top. On the bottom here, if you open it up, I have more mags, right? So again, this is a sustainment loadout, SHTF. Now I'm running with my 6 on my placard, right? 1 on my belt, 1 on my gun. We had 8 there, another 3 here. So I have 11 AR mags with me and another 4. So if you're wondering how I did this, super easy. This is just the RAM insert from Shaw Concepts. Has hook and loop behind when you open these pouches. So I stuck that on. And these are 2 double Ferro Concepts pistol shingles. So I run 4 mags. One's missing because I took my mag out, maybe to put here. So I would run 4 more pistol mags here for extra. Again, I have the 2 on the belt, 1 in my gun, 1 on my chest rig here. So 8 pistol mags. So 8 pistol mags and 11 5.56 mags. So a good amount of mag capacity if you have to get into some SHIT stuff. All right. You're getting into some crap. You have some good amount of mags there. Up on this compartment here, I have a Cana Provisions for water decon. Very important. And I also have my MSR filter in here. This has the capacity for a water bladder. So if you're getting water source from an unknown source where it's not clean, this MSR filter, amazing filter to filter through the water. You just connect it into your line and you're good to go. Usually I also have a flashbang in there or a smoke grenade. Just don't have it in there today. I had taken it out for training. On the outside, just to show you here, I have some water, of course. This is a Spiritus Systems Nalgene pouch that just mollies right in with a Nalgene bottle. So I have 32 ounces of water. These are purification tablets that I have just in there to utilize the space. And I have that Cana Provisions. It's just a sticker, but it tells you exactly what ratios you need to mix to purify the water. So super awesome thing if you don't have to add to your Nalgene bottle is this Cana Provisions. They sell on their website. It's just a sticker that goes over. And now you have, you know how to purify your water. If you don't know how to, you just read it and go through it. So have extra water there. Again, I'm going to need water. Sustainment. So I have that there. On this side, I have another TQ pouch with another tourniquet because I do have a lot of medical in this bag. This is where I'm rocking my medical, not using it in the dangler or in my GP pouches. I have my medical in my pack here. I have bungeed down a long-range antenna for my radio because I'm going to be out there in the woods. And in here, in a 5.56, I believe this is a GPRS pouch, like a nylon pouch. I have another Nest Out charger, a double bank. These Nest Outs are great because they're waterproof, rugged. If they fall, you get water, it gets wet. They're completely waterproof. This one is, I believe, 15,000. And the small guy was 5. This guy will do my laptop, iPad, and cell phone. So you have two outputs of one has a USB and the other one has a USB and a USB-C in there. So another Nest Out charger there. When you open up the Shaw Concepts PCP bag, it completely butterflies open, which I like. And you have a full panel here of loop. Or hook. I was going to mix up. But you know what I'm saying. Hook and loop. So you could stick more pouches on here for even more, to use more areas. I don't have it that way. I usually keep it a little open here if I need to have some, pack some layers, etc. as it's getting cold. Have that. In here, I have my gas mask with filter, guys. Right? chemical agent might be out there, you're prepared for that. Or if you need to do some kind of smoke, etc., you have your mask. Bear spray. Why do I have bear spray in there? Not for a bear. No, not for a bear. Well, possibly for a bear, yes. But we'll have our firearm for that. So I keep bear spray in here, as this is my pack that I grabbed for an SHTF event, just to talk about that quickly. That's orange bear spray. I usually keep an orange smoke grenade with me. Why I do that is if I'm with the family, SHTF event, I'm definitely grabbing this pack. I have it set up that way with a lot of medical, etc., things I need. I would grab that. I like to have that, and it's just a little tip I learned a while ago. For any cloud clearing, like let's say there was a crowd blocking a certain area that you need to go through, either whether you're on foot or you're in a vehicle. What's great about that is I would pop my orange smoke grenade. It's inert, but they're not going to know that. And then I'm going to spray the crap out of this orange bear spray, and they're going to feel the effects, and they're going to think that smoke is chemical, and that will disperse any crowd. Trust me on that. So it's kind of just like an insurance. If I get pinned down, there's a lot of people, right? I would pop that smoke and start spraying the OC. I have my gas mask. They'll think it's some type of super chemical agent, not just OC spray, right? Because they see the smoke orange coincides with the orange bear spray, and it's just a good tactic. So just a little hint there. That's why I keep the bear spray in there, and possibly, yes, if there was a bear. Bigger bivy system. I think this is I got this for Christmas from my wife. That says Frog Co, but I think she got it on Amazon, but it has good amount of tarp in there and a bivy. So again, if I need an extensive shelter, even though I had a small bivy in here, I have a bigger one here. Let's take that out. And here I have extensive medical. This is just an Amazon zip pouch. And here I have an IV. I can start an IV. I have a lot more medical. I have, what else do I have in there? I have a scalpel, a suture kit, a tri-kit, extensive medical that I've been trained on. So I have that. Again, this is something I would grab with my family if I needed. God forbid I have to start an IV, etc. I have it here. And up here I have a pouch that says, I don't know if you guys could see it right there, Amazon pouch with a little tag that says med. In here I have just a lot of medications, from Tylenol to antibiotics to just a bunch of medication that I need, especially if I'm, like I said, I'm getting out, I'm with the family. I have some suture kits in here, small suture kits, just in case I need to do that, pain medication, and a pulse ox. All right, so a lot of medical in this bag. That's where I keep it. Again, extensive. And then I have some shears just Velcroed on. Behind here, the PCP, you have another pouch. That's where, one, you could use for other items, but also your bladder would go in there. If I'm going for an extensive, very long, rucking, and I know that I wouldn't just carry just my Nalgene. I would also carry my hydration bladder in there. And that's the PCP pack. It has great room. Awesome pack from Shaw Concepts. And I'll show you guys why I really like it when I put this on. Let me just pack it up so you guys can see it fully. And I'll put it back on. Just closes there. You have two zippers here on the side. And I still had room in there, guys, to add some more. In the rear here, you see these little zippers. That's where your tube would come out if you are using the hydration bladder, etc. Or you could use that kangaroo pouch, like I said, to put more items, more layers, etc. So let me just put the compression straps around here. All right, I would have that if I had layers. Now, what I love about this pack system is this is what incorporates. So you can run it, let's say, if you needed to, as a book bag right now, but you unclip here, okay? And now I have my buckles here. Let me just move this table out so you guys can see when I put it on. I have my buckles here, and I also have these female end buckles here, and you're going to see why. Now, these are already put into the pack. They just go into like laser cut moly strips that they supply you with. So I have them right here. And what's great about this pack is that It incorporates with your chest rig or plate carrier. If you have the Shaw Concepts, you would just swing this over just like that. Click in to your strap. Click into this one. Okay. You have your side strap here. Show you guys here. Okay. You can tighten that down. I also have this side strap here. Tighten in. Second, just have it twisted. Okay, right here. Perfect. Now you could tighten that any way you want by tightening. As you can see here, the pack incorporates right over the shoulder straps of your chest rig or your plate carrier and your side here for great support. I don't even feel this pack on me. It's completely loaded out, and this is my SHTF full out loadout. I'm mobile. I don't feel the weight. I'm telling you, this is really sustains it great with the way the shoulders go incorporate into your rig. What's also great about this PCP pack is most packs on, not chest rigs, because usually you're going to use a backpack style, which you could use a backpack style. More straps everywhere. This just kind of incorporates cleaner, easier, especially if you need to still shoulder a rifle there. It's not getting in the way of anything. But also is if you have a plate carrier setup or any type of back panel, you can't get into it unless you're taking anything off, or you have to have a buddy, access that. What's great about the PCP is it's made for just one person operation. You would just unclip here, unclip one of your shoulder straps here, and flip it around, and now you can get into what you need and flip it back on and still be going solo. So I love that about the PCP pack, guys, from Shaw Concepts. Awesome pack. It's probably, I forget what I paid for. I think it was like $250-ish. For the guys like, oh, Shaw Concepts is bougie. Yes, they're a little on the higher end, guys, price wise, but you get what you pay for. Really great stuff. So you guys saw it incorporated with the chest rig. That's my full loadout. I have everything I need and still some more room to add to that. So that's why I like that setup opposed to, like I said, throwing a backpack over here, over this, etc. This incorporates. And again, this would be over a plate carrier if I needed, because I have a slick style. So all this would go over that, and I would have everything I need, full loadout with not a lot of weight. I could wear this. I've worn this all day, guys, and it's just super comfortable to wear. If you're sitting down, you're fine. It just, chest rigs have their purpose for being mobile and just holding good amount of weight. That's it, guys. Just wanted to show you that setup. If you have any questions on the products I used, let me know. But again, this was my SHTF, sustainment loadout. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one. Dale, mi gente. Be safe.